here we are. First, what I have to say is, happy day after your birthday day.
That's right.
He turned 73.
No.
And he's doing so well. Good morning. I feel so blessed by each person who chose to come in here and be with us this morning. Reverend Jerry and I weren't sure if it was just going to be the two of us. We didn't know. So my heart is very happy to see each face up here. We settle into our chairs, feet firmly on the floor, feeling the chair support our weight, and our body moves into rest. Your shoulders are relaxed, your neck is relaxed, your jaw is softened. And in this state is how we move into our time together. As always, we begin our service by lighting our Christ candle. In the beginning was the one presence of the undivided and unmanifest, pure spirit of life, light, and love. In its generosity, it shared itself, its consciousness, and its love in the visible form of creation. We acknowledge this presence within us and as us, the creative energy of the divine feminine and masculine, expressing in all of our giftedness and creativity. We acknowledge this presence in our companion Mother Earth and in all sentient beings. This universal presence in everything we call the Christ. We light this candle as a visible reminder of that Christ presence expressing in, as, and through us in this present now moment. And so it is.
So if you could bring up the next slide, which is of the monks. That's where we're at, folks. So let's all get our hands in the air. So, along with everything else that's been going on the last few days, Kelly Garmar called me to say that she was not feeling well. So we don't have live music this morning, but instead we have Karen Drucker, so what could be better?
That's right.
So I'm going to invite us to just sit in our seats, and we listen to Karen Drucker singing Morning Prayer.
I will release
And I am grateful every moment, every day. There may be walls, there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day. And now I know that what I thought was safe and sound was only habit and regret that held me down. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am kinder every moment, every day, and I'm more loving every moment, every day. I will surrender every moment, every day.
What a beautiful way to start. I think that expresses so much of what we're about this morning. Just letting go of the fear being in our hearts, knowing that we have the power to walk in faith and love and kindness when so many people perhaps are just panicking. So hi to everybody online. I have to keep remembering that they're there, hopefully. Earlier, there were several people lined up, so I trust they're still watching. And this morning, we're going to be a little bit scattered just because. So I've read a lot of wonderful, inspiring pieces over the last week or so. One of them came from an African-American young man called, I think it's Kute Blackson. And he says, what you focus on expands. Well, there's a unity principle right there. If you indulge the fear in your life, it will only grow and consume you. Fear is itself a virus that has plagued mankind for thousands of years. Indulging in fear and allowing oneself to spiral into panic is part of what will lower your immune system. How true is that? We must be vigilant to not allow ourselves to indulge our fear. Do not let yourself be controlled by whatever media wants you to be afraid of. There will always be something. I am certainly not saying ignore fear or live in denial of situations that need your attention. We must face them courageously with total awareness and intention. So what if the coronavirus was an opportunity to put your spirituality into practice and live your meditation, to observe where your attention goes, and to be a master of your own mind? Media wants you to be afraid and whipped into a frenzy. When the masses are hijacked by fear, it's then that we can be more easily manipulated with advertising to buy stuff we don't need and believe things that disempower us. It's when we are stuck in fear that we lose touch with our true power and can easily be controlled. When you buy into the fear of society, you give things power over you, and in doing so end up plugging into that reality. It ends up becoming your reality the more you feed it. So question, what are you feeding? There is so much in life that is out of our control, but if you allow fear to dictate your actions, you will only remain a prisoner of your mind. Of course, in regards to the coronavirus, yes, take precautions, wash your hands, but do this always. You can't control the virus, but you can take responsibility to control building your immune system, and focusing on loving yourself intently is a great place to start. So when fear arises, ask yourself, is it based on reality? What are the facts? What is in my control? Let's look at some facts. Millions are dying each day or are killed. And more importantly, don't forget the number of people dying daily from not following their dreams. Billions. Don't let the coronavirus, your friends, your parents, your children, or anything for that matter, stop you from living your life. It's your life. There are always dangers. This is the nature of life. Life is risky. But to hold back your loving, not follow your dreams, not wear your favorite outfit waiting for special occasions that never come, waiting for some future date to celebrate, not speaking your truth, afraid to rock the boat. This is riskier. Imagine what kind of world we would live in if Martin Luther King didn't dream, if Greta didn't speak out, if Gandhi didn't believe, Elon Musk didn't dare, Mandela didn't stand up. Life is precious. Let's not waste a single second. This is it. Coronavirus or no coronavirus. We all die at some point. The question is, how am I going to live while I'm dying? So it seems like we don't have any prayers on our prayer list this morning. But certainly we can bless our global family, as our beautiful slide says, with radiant health, peace of mind, and abundant love. We pray for all of the people all over the world who are panicking, who are in fear. And we release that fear for them. We send them light, love, peace, calm. We pray for all those in the medical profession who are on the front lines, for their protection, for blessings for them in service of the one as the all. For who else do you pray, if you'd like to say their names out loud at this time? We bless the virus with love. We send it love. Knowing that there is only one presence and one power, active as the universe and as our lives, the all-loving goodness of God, and all is well. Together.
There is only one presence and one power, active as the universe and as our lives, the all-loving goodness of God, and all is well.
And so we listen now to the daily word for today.
I did read this at home this morning, and it seems, not surprisingly, perfect. Pray for others. As I pray for others, I affirm unfolding good in their lives and in mine. Honored by the trust of those who request my prayers, I listen with compassion and then release all thoughts of illness, lack, limitation, or inharmony. Knowing that my responsibility is not to set the situation right, but to see it rightly. I look beyond challenging conditions and attune to the essential truth that the one for whom I pray is created in God's image and is seeking to express God's likeness, just as all people are, just as I am. I know that the divine presence, the Christ, is present both in me and in the one for whom I pray. It restores wholeness in mind, body, and emotions, guiding all decisions, inspiring prospering ideas, and bringing harmony and peace to all relationships. And so it is.
And so once again, we turn to a Karen Drucker song. And this is the song that I played every day for 90 days during my sabbatical. It's called Let Go of the Shore, as we are all doing.
Float into the mist.
Well, welcome everybody. It's redundant, but seeing each of you and knowing that you chose to be here this morning is so meaningful. We all knew that together is where that's the thing, we're in this together, apart, but together. Is there anybody who's here for the first time? We do have a welcome packet for you if you're here for the first time. If you raised your hand. A little? No? Okay. Well, good, then we're all here. We all know the drill. We're here for the best parts of this morning. So I just think the only thing I need to share is that our chaplain this morning is Carolyn, and she'll be available after the service for individual prayer. I have a feeling our after the service portion is going to be abbreviated because we are not having refreshments. Oh, there'll be a couple of chaplains available after the service. So, if you're holding a concern, take that time for some individual time of prayer with one of our chaplains. First of all, it just is a sense of release for whatever that concern is. And that release is also replaced with a calm knowing that all is well. So, let's see. Now I welcome Sandy Spurgeon for our heart-centered meditation.
Good morning, everyone. We're doing a little combination. I just received a beautiful meditation from Paul Smith that Jerry alerted me to this morning. So to begin with, the name of the meditation that Paul presented is called A Practice of Fearing Not. So I invite you, first of all, to just sit comfortably in your chairs. Make sure your feet are on the ground, planted firmly on the earth. And then I just invite you to, if you feel comfortable, close your eyes or at least gently gaze down at downwardly. And then to begin with, let's start with breathing, just taking in a nice deep breath and releasing. And breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And with each breath, have a sense of relaxation, a sense of release, kind of melting into the space that you're in. Relaxing the larger muscles of the body, feeling firmly supported by the chair that you're sitting in. Just take another breath and relax even more deeply. You are in a safe, loving space here, fully supported and loved. I invite you to move gently into your heart space, your high heart, just the place just above the natural heart. This is the place that really is our refuge from the storm, a place of love and light. Fear is often located in the head or the gut. So as you move your awareness to the deep heart, feel the energy of your radiant heart center emanating love and bliss. You might see a golden light filling that space, a warm, glowing light, expanding and filling the space of the heart. And if you choose, turn your attention to your guides. Maybe become aware of the presence of Jesus, or Mary, Magdalene, Mother Mary, or other spirit guides who are with you. Invoke their presence. Feel their loving presence. Let them comfort you. You may want to offer your hand to be held, or your nerves to be soothed, or your being to find peace. Allow that feeling to just radiate out, filling every cell of your body with love and light, and peace and calm, and general well-being. You are a transmitter of peace from this space. Take the energy that you have received and offer it to those around you. It is not just for you, but so that you may be a person of peace and love in this time of trouble. In this way, you share the light of Christ with a fearful world. This is a peace that goes beyond understanding. With grateful hearts, we give thanks for the grace and the light that moves in and through us, as us, in the world. So you can gently begin to move your hands and feet and come back into this space with open hearts, knowing that you are light's purest intention, flooding the world everywhere you move. And so it is. Thanks be to God. Amen. I believe we have music again, so you can, yes, no, we do not.
So I'm going to invite us to do something that's a tradition from the East, the Hindu tradition. With your eyes open, just connect again with that golden light. And turn and face someone and look at them straight in the eye. This is called eye diksha, which means an eye blessing, or blessings through the eyes. And just send that healing love and light from your heart to the eyes and heart of the person that you're looking at. We all have that power. Let's use it. Thank you. You know, I picked this theme for the year back in November, or the theme picked me, being the light. Little did I realize what was going to happen. And today's talk is Being the Light, Critical Thinking in Time of Contagion. And I want to start out with a scripture passage from the Gospel of Matthew, if you want to read it with me. For I have come to turn a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's enemies will be the members of his own household. Uplifting piece of scripture. Actually, it is. We'll get to that. So obviously the buzzword this past week particularly has been coronavirus, which interestingly enough is crown virus, crown chakra. It's all we hear people talking about, isn't it? And I guess if you're like me, the last couple of days I've been looking for inspirational stuff online and reading things. And it's reached epidemic proportions with spikes in numbers, and it's become a pandemic in that now it's all over the world. So contagion is ripe everywhere, it seems. And we've taken practical measures here in accordance with the health department to avoid unnecessary contact, like shaking hands or hugging. It's necessary or essential that we do that, and practicing the namaste bow. We can bring that back into vogue in society in general. And that's a very subtle way to bring people deeper into their true selves. So it's a great opportunity. But what is even more contagious and more of an epidemic is the contagion of fear that is spreading the land and the world. It's infecting people's minds and hearts. It is also bringing down their immune systems. The coronavirus is but the catalyst or an opportunity for people to come into contact with the latent fear that is infecting people's consciousness already. It's just bringing it out. It's lain dormant for a long time, waiting to be activated by something. And so the coronavirus is the latest cattle prod